Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today? Feel more relaxed? Okay. As the time goes by, I hope you feel more comfortable with your surrounding. Okay, with the food, the schedule, the culture, the language. It takes some time, but you're getting there. Today is a special day. I will give you a temple tour. Since you have been here for a few days, we don't have a chance to show you around. Not only is beautiful temple, but this temple to me is very special. So I will share with you the story of this temple before we actually take a walk to see the physical buildings together. So give you some background and give you some understand the philosophy, get to know the abbot, get to know the novice, get to know the villager, from this presentation first, and then we'll take a walk. So I name it the School of Hope. Okay, so let's see what I mean by that. As you can see, these are the children who live in the mountain area of Thailand. In Thailand, we have the mountain tribe people. I don't know in your country. In Thailand, we have about 1 million of them. Most of them are in the northern part of Thailand. So in this district and the several neighboring districts, these are considered the area where we have the highest number of mountain tribe people in Thailand. And that's where a lot of problem happenings. Because when people are poor, people lack of education, people lack of good health, then a lot of things can be happening because they are poor. Life sometimes has not many options. And this is the place where these children start have hope for the bright future. The temple is called Wat Ban Khun, but before I get to that, just give you a little bit background. The reason I know so much about this place because this is the place where I actually did my research on my MA thesis. So I went to school a few years ago, religions and developments. I want to know how to incorporate the teaching of the Buddha into academic world and put into practice to develop something for the sake of for the better communities, any area. So this is a very open school, and that's give me a chance to explore Buddhism through the lens of academic people, through secular lens, and that's changed the way I look at things a lot. Utilize all kind of technologies. So I start from here. I don't know if you're familiar with this. If you are not, you should. Okay, this is where the world is heading. SDG, right? The United Nations and the world government is heading towards something called the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 goals. All this, 17 of them. So these 17 of them is more like the area that the world has problem the most. They list come up to 17 of them. But if you make it short, it's coming down to 3 problems that we are facing. Environmental problem, economic problem, and social problem. And break it down to 17 and shorten into 3 of them. Poverty, hunger, health, education, gender equalities, all kind of problems that happening in the world right now. Education is one of them. So number 4 of these 17 goals talking about education. It is education, quality education. All the children should have access to equitable quality education. No matter who you are, you deserve to have education. Education is a fundamental human right. In Thailand, everyone who are born here, they have the right to get free education up to the lower level of secondary school for free. Government has to pay. It's the right that everyone deserves. But it's not enough. This is what happened. There is something called equality and another thing called equity. Equality means fairness, right? Equal. If you are born in Thailand, wherever you're born, whether in the city or in the remote area, you get the same right, which is free education up until lower secondary school. But if you're born very far away, within 200 kilometers from your house, there is no school. How can you go to school even though you have that right for free education access, but you don't have school nearby your house, and your parents are also very poor, they live and work in the field, and that is not enough for you to get to the standard quality of education. So this is something that the SDG try to raise the awareness, something called equity. Equity means you should give something to the people what they need. If they live far away, how can they go to school? Then the government have to think, should we build another school or should we have them connect them to the internet so they can learn online? Is there anything else that we can help them to get to the education that they deserve? Not because they are poor, so we just ignore them. Not because they live very far away, so we don't have to do anything. This is called equity. It's a problem nowadays. More than almost 300 million children at the age of 15 to 17, they cannot go to school for this kind of reason. It's too bad though. And this is 2018. Nowadays, I don't know how many children don't have a chance to go to school at the young age. Same thing in Thailand. This phenomenon is everywhere. Some country may be more, some country may be less, but it still exists. It's everywhere. In Thailand, more than 2 million students are considered poor in poor family, so they cannot go to school. And after COVID, the number of poor family increased, 300,000 of them. So these kids have a difficulty to go to school. And only 5% of them can make it, if they're lucky, to the college level. This is very sad. And this is the place where the monk in this temple, they went there, very remote area, to look for the kids and introduce them to this school so they can come and study here for free. It's very far. I don't know how many kilometers that they have to walk until they can find human being in that forest. And that's what the monk here has been doing for many years. So I have a chance to actually visit some of them as well. So this is opened up my eyes. Wow, is this my country? How come there's still a place where there's no electricity? I never thought of that. And now I witnessed it from my own eye. I said, this is going to be difficult for this goal to be success in the 2030. I don't think it's going to happen. As long as people don't have access to education, how can you develop them? How can you develop the whole country? If people don't have a basic education. And that's my discriminative thought, okay? Just my thought. And this is real. Poor, live very far, one son, and they expect son to do what? To work in the field. No need education. You don't have to. You have land, you have cow, you have rice. Our life here is all set. You don't need education. And Wat Ban Khun is the place. This is the place that founded a long time ago, almost 95 years. It's about 150 kilometers from Chiang Mai, downtown Chiang Mai, okay, which is 1,000 meters above the sea level. Then this place the weather is quite cool all year round because it's very in the high mountain. And the district is called Hod District in Chiang Mai, okay, about 93 rice or 35 acres of land. Okay, we will take a walk today. This is just some information. And in Thailand, there are 407 Buddhist Scripture Schools. That means this temple provides a school for a boy to come and ordain as novice and go to school. And the girl can come and study as well for some school. But most of them are boys, and then they have to ordain and become a novice. They live and stay in the temple, or some temple is not a boarding school. They have to stay someplace else, but they can go education from that temple. This is the place is different. This place is a boarding school where almost 200 novices stay here every single day. So 407 of them in Chiang Mai, only 28 of them in Chiang Mai, Thailand, this province. So the students that go to this education channel is almost 60,000 of them. And in Chiang Mai alone, about 4,000 to 5,000. And here is the situation of Wat Ban Khun. Among 28 of them, there are only 5 of them that has more than 100 students. And Wat Ban Khun is number 4, about 174 students. Okay. Some has almost 500. Anyway, Wat Ban Khun is number 1, not only in terms of general study, but in terms of Pali study as well. And that's something special about this place. And not only that, it's far away from the city. Number 1, number 2, number 3, these 3 schools, they locate in the city. Convenient to find food, convenient to travel. But Wat Ban Khun, almost 3 hours from downtown Chiang Mai. And this is how it looked like from the top view. The temple is here. This is the building that we are sitting now, right there. And the school is over here. We will take a walk. And this is the village. about 175 houses. This village take care of this temple, so they send their children to this school. Their children don't have to go far. In this sub-district is called Bo Luang, just the name, okay? Sub-district is called Bo Luang. In this sub-district there are 10 schools with about 1,600 students. But the school can only provide the education service up to the lower secondary, which is grade 7 to 9. If your son or your daughter want to go higher than that, you have to send them somewhere else. The nearest school is about 50 kilometers down to the city from this direction. If you go down to another district over there, we're talking about another 70 kilometers, curvy street. Can you send your kid go back and forth every day, 100 kilometers every single day, Monday to Friday? It's going to be tough. That is why many of them decided, I think I'm done with this grade 7 to 9. I don't need any more education. I can start helping you in the field and doing something else, whatever you need me to do. Okay, so Wat Ban Khun is here, right in the village. Otherwise, you have to send your kid another 50 kilometers to go to school, and you cannot afford that to drive them and pick them up every single day. It's not practical. And this is the abbot, okay, and also the school principal, Phra Wichan Nakrit or Prakrusangworasitthichote. He is the chief of the Sangha district of Hod District. He was promoted a few years ago, actually 2 years ago. And this is his picture and his profile. He was born in 1962. He ordained about 1992 in Bangkok. His background was in political science, and he has a master's degree in education development. And that's why he always interested in education. So when he was here, the funny thing is, he did not plan to be an abbot here. So he came to the temple next village. His friend was there, so he come from Bangkok. He was planning to stay the rain retreat there with his friends for 3 months, and then he will do something else. But that time, this village, this temple has no abbot, no monk at all. So the head of the village has to go to that village and ask if you have extra monk, can I borrow 1 monk to stay in my temple here, just for the sake of the peace of mind of the village here, because people here are Buddhists and they want to make merit, and there's no monk. If you come to the temple and no monk, it's just the building. How do you gonna feel? So the head of the village go there and seek for help from the monks over there. And his friend said, you know what? Why don't you go? Because you just landed here. Just 3 months. Why don't you go? He was reluctant, but anyway, he said yes. So he came by himself at this place, and nothing here, just one rotten house, a hall, and just no clean toilets, no dining hall, no nothing. The picture back then is not like this. But he's okay. He said it's only 3 months. So he take invitation just to help out the village here. That's just very, very kind of him. But during that 3 months, he started noticing a lot of problem in this area, in this village, that the kids cannot go to school. So he have ordination program for the novice during that time. So the novice came and the villagers sent the son to ordain. And at the end of the trainings, they didn't want to disrobe. They didn't want to go home. So they want to stay in the temple. So who's going to take care of them? And don't you have to go to school? And like I said, it's hard for them to go to school. The school is very far. He said, I don't need any education. And that's reflect him big time. It's very touched. How can this happening in Thailand? And as a Buddhist monk, is there anything else I can do? And that's got him thinking. So he's thinking of building the school. Start in around 2000. So he started some construction. And around 2003, 2004, he got the permission from the Thailand National Office of Buddhism to allow him to open up the school. And the journey started from there. And since then, he never left the place. He didn't know this is his destiny to be here and to turn this land to be a school for these, underprivileged kids. The school received a lot of reward. Okay, the number one Pali school and number one school that has the outstanding management style. As we go to the office, you will be noticed that there is not enough room to keep all the awards. Too many of them. These are some of the picture. These kids from different hill tribes. They live far away, very, very far away. They have no idea what's waiting for them if they come here. But they make it. So they come here. They have to go through the 30-day ordination and training first. And once they're comfortable with that, and then they are allowed to start their education. So wherever they are, the monk will go find them, okay, no matter how far. And then we invite the parents to come to this place to see how their son, the living condition of their son, the school, the place. So this building also built to serve this purpose as well. In fact, every Friday, the abbot will send the car to each village. They have the schedule to pick up the parents from each village to come here on the weekend. So they stay Friday night, Saturday night to meet with their son, to meditate and to learn the Dhamma with the monks here. And on Sunday after lunch, they send them back home. And then rotate. And next week, another village. Next week, another village. So by doing this, villagers who live far away can have a chance to come closer to Buddhism, come closer to come to see their students and learn the Dhamma from the monk. So they stay in this building. And everyone looking forward to when it's going to be my turn, when can I come to this place. And this is the beauty of this place, not to serve the kids themselves, but to serve the parents as well. And the place was built in a very conducive learning environment. Okay, it's very green. There are more space for the kids to run around and to read books and just to relax. Okay, with the library and with the IT rooms, there are computers that the novice can learn how to use social media, how to do video editing, some simple software. And the classroom is very nice and clean. And this is the actual classroom. Very simple construction, but very neatly prepared, very clean and very organized. So one student, one chair and one table, so they can keep all their belongings into the drawer and leave it there. And this is the dining hall. This is how they eat. So 6 of them will stay in one table, and then every 2 weeks they will rotate. So they get a chance to know more friends, not just sit on the same table with the same group of people. No, so they will rotate. And you know what? They don't speak the same language, and their Thai is also very weak. So when you try to talk to them, even though I try to talk to them, sometimes they're very shy because they cannot speak Thai fluently, even though they are born in the land of Thailand. And they come from different hill tribes, so they have their own language as well. So when they communicate, sometimes they cannot. So they have to learn Thai, have the standard language. And the food is amazing. The abbot take really good care of them. There are a lot of systems that has been built for many years. So the new generation of novice came, and then they learn from their senior novice of how to prepare the food, how to clean the toilet, how to take care of the building, how to do the garden, how to do the construction. They have a chance to learn all kinds of things, not just the Pali, not just the mathematics or biology. They learn about, I think they learn about life. Many of them discover themselves what they want, what they like. I like construction, I like trees, I like cooking. I met several novices who graduate from here and become a chef and open the restaurant. Doesn't matter. This is no obligation whether you have to be a novice or a monk for life. Okay, this 6 year is the 6th year that you can gain all kind of experience, not only education but about life. And this is the abbot. There are some students who have a problem, malnutrition problem. They don't have a proper weight, proper height because they lack of nutrition. So the abbot separate them and he take care of them in a special way. He prepares some special milk, egg, something that the kids deserve. So he prepare and he take care of them. In the evening he would group them up and then he will give them a special juice or special drink that the kids can drink to help them deal with that disease that they have. This is very nice of him. He become both father and mother for every novices here. And as you can see, it's very nice, very green. Sometimes there's a class outside, outdoor, because this place is always cold. It's high. Everywhere you go, you will notice that it's very clean. Sometimes it's hard to find the garbage on the floor because the novice work twice a day before breakfast, 6 to 7 p.m. They do what they're supposed to be doing. Each one will be assigned to do one chore for 1 month and then rotate. And in the evening, again, they do it again, so 2 times a day. So that's why the temple is always clean and organized. Because of my research, I have to spend time here a few months. So I get to know most of them. So I have a chance to teach all of them, okay, from grade 7 to grade 12. So I want to know them, I want to understand them, so I spend time with them. So at night, I go to their bedroom and I share with them Buddha story, all kind of story. Be friend with them, and I teach them, help open up their eyes, what is waiting for them, why education is so important for you. So please feel grateful for who you are and where you are at the moment, and please continue to finish your education, get some degree. Because most people will quit at the grade 9. They come at grade 7, 8, 9. Usually they quit at grade 9 because as they grow up, they become a teenager. So they feel like, I want to be like my friends. My friend can play games, my friend can wear jeans, my friend can do a lot of things, and I cannot do. So when they go home during the summer, their mind change. They don't want to be a novice no more. They want to quit. That is why many of them quit at the grade 9. And if they start 100 at grade 7, only 10% or 15% maximum will make it to grade 12. They lost along the way for many reasons. I feel very sympathy, and if I have a chance, I will let them know how important of education. So I have a chance to actually visit several schools around here to take a look from my own eye and collect data, and I realized that wow, what I read from the article, what I study in the school, this is actually happening. That people have difficult time to access to the standard education, just like the kid in the cities. You see how difficult it is. They live very far away. So the monks, when they go there on the rainy season, and sometimes the car stuck in between. Wait until the rain stop and start digging the ground and fix the road here and there so the car can go. Okay, it's very difficult. But when we got there to the destination, it's very beautiful, very peaceful. It's just like you reach another realm, like heaven. Super peaceful, no electricity, but people always smile. Everyone know everyone. There's nothing to sell there. There's no shop. If you need something, you just ask. You need fruit, you need vegetable, nothing sell over there, but giving environment. Quite difficult for the school like this to find a teacher who want to stay in the remote area. You must have a passion. You must have your own philosophy why you would be there. And this is another place. It's called Mae Cham. I went to visit the family of several novices. We spent a few weeks there. And every evening I invite them to come to it's not a temple, it's like the place where the monk can stay. So we invite them to come and do the chanting together every evening. So I have a chance to meet their parents and share with them about how their sons are doing in this place. We take a walk, the village is very beautiful, okay? Very beautiful. And very peaceful as well. And this is another place. This is how they live. This is the food they have. They give you whatever they have in the kitchens. Nothing fancy. Just local rice, local vegetable, local fruits. No meat, no chicken. If you're lucky if you get 1 egg. And as a monk, can you complain? This is, I think, it's similar to the time of the Buddha. So when I read the sutra and we try to imagine how these things happening in the Buddha time. The monk went arms around in the village. He get food. He go back to his cave. He just sat there and he start eating. And after he done eating, he meditate all day long. So the monks stay in the cave. Monks stay in the wood. Monks stay in the empty hut because back then there was no temple, not many temple. And nowadays we have temple, but the temple happened to be a very far away. Okay. Inconvenient to find food. Inconvenient to find medicines. But because of the faith of the lay people, that's why so many monks prefer to stay in such area. And there were many monks back then as well who love to live life for the poor, not in the city. Okay, so it depends. This is the life of freedom. And at the end of their education journey, when they get to grade 9 and they finish, or grade 12, the abbot would have a beautiful ceremony for them. So they get certificate. And this certificate is equal to the certificate of the regular school in the city. So you can use this one to apply for the job or for your higher education. Okay, it's the same standard. And also the abbot find a way to give everyone scholarship so they can further their study as well. It's beauty. Congratulations. You see, 100 of them at grade 7, when they get to grade 12, that's all left. About 10% can make it. And another 90% get lost along the way. And some of them still being a monk, some of them disrobe and continue their study in college in the city, and some of them just quit and go back and find a job and take care of their family. So there are many options. And some of them also continue their Pali study and study abroad. So Buddhism is not just the place where monks study and meditate. This is the place where we give opportunity for people like this, okay, to better their life, to help develop themselves. And they not only become an educated person, they also become an ethical person as well, managed by Buddhist monks. Wat Ban Khun Buddhist School is located on top of the mountain in the remote area of Thailand, which is very far away from the city. And this area is known for the land of hill tribe people. There are a high number of hill tribes around this area. Many children here, after they finish primary school, it's very difficult for them to be able to continue their study in the city, for the secondary school, lower secondary school, upper secondary school. This is very difficult for at least two main reasons. The first one is they live in the very far away, in the remote land. It's difficult for them to commute to the city to get education. And another second important factor is that because their family is very poor. So most of them end up working in the field after they finish, primary school, and that is very sad. And this is one of the main reasons why the temple was built, to serve this purpose, to give opportunity for Highlander children to be able to access quality education system. Here at Wat Ban Khun, we have been rendering educational service for Highlander children for more than 15 years. And every year we have more than 200 students who come from the local village, come to our educational system and access to quality education. So this school gives them a chance, to at least be able to continue their education, the place where they don't have to go far away from their hometown. If you have a chance to visit Thailand, please feel free to stop by and visiting us here at Wat Ban Khun Buddhist School.